So news had broke yesterday that there was a possible phone call between Prince Harry and King Charles that Prince Harry would make to King Charles for his 75th birthday. And, you know, I don't know, I can't say if I believed it yesterday when I first heard it. I don't even know if I believe it now, but this is what happened. Allegedly. It says the King and Prince Harry will speak again next week after a phone call for the monarch's 75th birthday marked a turning point in their relationship. Father and son enjoyed a warm conversation on Tuesday after the Duke of Sussex, 39, called his father to wish him a happy birthday. After a lengthy spell during which the two have barely spoken, the chat marked a notable shift in tone. The king also spoke on the phone with Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. It is also to be said that Prince Archie, that's 4 years old, and Princess Lilibet, that's two, are understood to have recorded a video of themselves singing happy birthday to their grandfather, who they have only met only a handful of occasions, but which would have delighted him. The fact that both sides has signaled a desire to bury the hatchet and start to mend their relationship was held a positive sign that was celebrated on both sides of the Atlantic. But there's been some conflicting reports because, according to the Express, Prince Harry did not speak to King Charles to wish him a happy 70th birthday yesterday. Mind you, there's literally four writers on this story compared to the one for the Telegraph. Listen, me personally, I don't trust any of these UK publications, but if I had to make a choice, the Express is on Meghan and Harry's shit list, and the Telegraph, they have done things with them very rarely, but on occasions they have. So I would go with more of the Telegraph. I would believe them more, definitely, over the Express. So for now, I'm going to go with this and just say this is possibly true. No, I'm just going to say it's true. I'm just going to say it's true until something else comes out that confirms that it's not true. Here's the thing, and my opinion really doesn't matter, but it's just my opinion, guys, and it's just that. Before a lot of other stuff came out about what happened with Meghan and Harry and how they left the royal family, I would say this: when I read Spare, it was King Charles out of the other senior royals that I found myself liking a little bit more the way he was described in Spare. I always just found him to be a very complicated man who didn't really know, I don't want to say he didn't know his place, but didn't really have like the strength to stand up for himself. And also, I don't know the psychological effects and damages that being in this type of situation does to a person. It's one thing to be rich and famous, but to be rich and famous and be born into something and told, and pretty much your destiny is set for you before you're even born, and it's set for you for the rest of your life. There's nothing you can do about it unless you abdicate. But there's really nothing you can do about it. I don't know what type of damage that does to a person. I don't know what effects that have on a person, so I can't really speak on this, on that part. But I also know that, in my opinion, the way King Charles has kind of allowed things to just fester and just allow his son to be thrown under the bus, by like taking away his son's security at like one of the most dangerous times of his life when he was getting threats, not just threats just for being for a royal, but threats for being in an interracial relationship and having partial interracial kids. Taking away his son's security because he didn't want his son to go to court or put certain people in his lawsuit. I just felt like that is what the little bit of remorse, or I don't know, my likeness for King Charles, if that's the correct way of saying it, kind of just disappeared because I feel like that's a cowardly move, and you knew your son was in danger. But also, I'm rational and I understand that family, when it comes to family, no matter how much they can do to you, terrible things they can say and do to you, we tend to give family members more passes than we would like a friend. So I hope, and it's just my opinion, I hope people don't drag or say anything or have comments or feel some type of way about Harry doing this, because at the end of the day, this is his father. That is his brother. That is his family. That is all he is known for the majority of his life is royalty. Um, you have to realize that him leaving leaving that institution, that was like a fish out of water. Like he really had to learn things that he never did in his entire life. Like he had to do things that he never did in his entire life by himself. So you had to give this person some type of grace. And on top of that, what I noticed with social media, especially these days, is too much projection on these people because they're public figures. We project our own issues onto these people because in deep down it's stuff that we wish we would have did with our own family. Like we wish we would have cut people off when we had the chance or just not dealt with them. Like so in a way I can't be mad at Harry for allowing or wanting those relationships back. There's been so many times where my own parents that have done things to me that looking back, I probably should have just, I guess, cut them off. But I can't. I as much as hard as I would like to be sometimes, it would be really hard for me to do that. Like I couldn't see myself doing that. I couldn't see myself just cutting out my family, especially my mom or my even my father, who I'm just kind of building a relationship with him after 30 some years. So I still couldn't see myself just completely just being totally against mending things. So I think it is fair that Harry just wants to, if this is all true, I think it's fair to say that Harry just, if he wants to build things with his family, if he wants to build things with his father, I think it is fair that he's given that grace. He's given that opportunity. He has kids. I'm sure he wants his kids to know his their grandfather, their cousins, and but yes, I still have issues, my personal issues with this whole thing. But at the end of the day, I don't really matter. Like I'm on here just reporting these articles, and I'm just reporting the news. But at the end of the day, my opinion doesn't matter. Like I can't sit up here and tell you how you should handle and what you should do with your family. I can give you advice, I can give you my opinion, but I can't really sit up here and tell you how you should deal and handle your family when I already got issues going on with my own family. Like it's just, and so many people does that, especially on the social media. It's just there's too much projection, and we have to know when it's time to give our opinion, and we have to know how to separate that from reality. And reality is that oftentimes we say one thing and we do another thing. And sometimes when we say one thing, it's easier to say one thing and it's harder to do that thing. So give Harry some space. I don't want to see a family broken up. Hell, even mothers still support their serial killer rapist son. So family is a weird thing.